It's Terry Schultz. Outside of him, the 00, a Jim Moody. Row number 2, the 21, a Ryan Middle on the 87, a Darren Fuqua. Row 3, the 33, a Chad Lyle, and the 68, a Dean Willie. Mickey Burrell in row 4, and the 73, and the 21F, a Johnny Fenawal. Dalton Kirk in row number 5, and the 30, and the 89, a John Sheets. It'll be the row 6, the 26K of Kevin Blackburn, and the 97K of Brian Johnson. It'll be the 7 of Nathan Vaughn, row 7 of the 12V of Nathan Vaughn, and the 77 of Kyle Covert. Row 8 and the 27T of Robbie Test, and the 1K of Tim Carrick. Row 9, the 73B of Shad Batter, and the 227 of Chase Domer. Row 10, the 92 of Danny Scroggum, and the 24 Junior of Jimmy Dean Eaton, Colson Kirk, and the 5K in row 11 with the 9D of Dwight Niehoff, the 8X of Chad Thompson, and the 66T of Tyler Schmidt. Take your hats, take your programs, take whatever you got, fans, as
we get set to go green here at the start. 90 and 00, Schultz and Moody take off, and here we go. We're underway. Schultz on the low side, Moody up high. Ryan Middow takes the low line with Darren Fuqua up high as well. Lap number 1. They come around to complete our first lap, and Jim Moody will power around the high side to lead lap number 1 here early on tonight. Kyle Covert and Brian Johnson get together down the front straightaway, but we're going to stay clean and green as they were able to get things righted there. Going into turn number 1, Terry Schultz now dives again down to the low side, trying to hang on to Moody as Moody wants to check out. Jim Moody has been strong here. He's won 2 of the last 3 features at Central Missouri Speedway. Moody now with about a 5-car length advantage on the 90 of Schultz. Way up on that high side. He's going to have to watch that. Not much of a cushion up there tonight. Down in the scary turns 3 and 4 where we've seen a number of cars have problems here this evening. Moody now opening up a half a straightaway lead on Schultz in that 90. Moody again flirting with disaster up high. Fuqua now moves to 3rd. Ryan Middow hanging on to that 4th spot. Dean Willie in the Gator Graphics number 68. Right there in 5th with Chad Lyle now up to the 6th position. Johnny Fenawald in the mix. Back in 7th with John Sheets in 8th and 89 car. In the 73 just behind him, Mickey Burrell, Dalton Kirk, Kyle Covert, Kevin Blackburn. On the charge now on the high side. Our USRA track points leader Kevin Blackburn trying to break his way into the top 10. The front 3 cars evening out a little bit, about the same distance between those two. About a 1.5 seconds difference between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. On back to Ryan Middow in 14, really still hanging on to that 5th spot. Chad Lyle is 6th. Johnny Fenawald 7th. John Sheets is 8th. Mickey Burrell 9th. Dalton Kirk in that 10th spot. Kyle Covert is 11th. Kevin Blackburn back in the 12th spot with Chase Domer 13th. Ryan Johnson 14th. Nathan Vaughn is in that 15th position. Tim Carrick 16th. Shad Batter in 17th, and the yellow flag is out for James Dean Eaton Jr. in turn number 2. The 24 has gone around, and it puts us under our first caution here tonight. 3 out of the last 4. Here we go. Everybody gets off of turn 1 fairly clean. Now Darren Fuqua gets hooked up on the high side, but Schultz fights back on the low side. Darren Fuqua going for that 2nd spot. Schultz saw that, thought the better of it. No, and we got a spinner deep in the field right in front of several cars. Several cars involved as everybody tries to make their way back onto the track. John Sheets, one of those cars. Chase Domer involved in the 227, the 24 once again of Jimmy Eaton, the 9D of Dwight Niehoff. Here once again at Central Missouri Speedway. Green flag flies, 6 laps down, 19 to go. Trying to get these drivers into a race rhythm here tonight. 35 big laps. It's a long way to the checkers, boys. And Schultz, it's the low side working. Moody, way up on that high side, hangs on to it for now. Schultz flirting with disaster that time as he gets too high, nearly goes up and over the berm in turn number 1. Drivers running out of room to play on the high side. Here they come, 3 wide for 3rd. Good battle there with Fuqua, Dean Willie, Chad Lyle inside the top 5. Great battle behind leader Jim Moody. Moody trying to establish his own zip code, and look at Dean Willie tonight in the 68. Willie has had some very strong runs here in recent weeks in the 68. He looks strong here tonight. Fuquay, Willie, Lyle inside the top 5. Kevin Blackburn now on the move up to that 9th spot as he battles side by side for that position with Kyle Colbert. Dean Willie now gets the 3rd spot away from Darren Fuquay. Fuquay that time almost too high. Chad Lyle to the low side of the 87 of Darren Fuquay. Terry Schultz has backed down the track just a little bit. Stop flirting with that extreme high side as the track is going extremely black slick. Who's going to master it? Who's going to figure out? Dean Willie now on the move. He has taken away that 3rd spot. Fuquay back to 4th with Chad Lyle on the low side in 5th. Johnny Finnewald right there in 6th, followed by Dalton Kirk in 7th. Ryan Middow back to 8th. Kevin Blackburn on the move now up to 9th. Blackburn on the charges, broke his way into the top 10, and so is Shad Batter. Shad Batter currently running in that 10th position, followed by Kyle Colbert, Danny Sprague, Mickey Burrow, Tim Carrick, Brian Johnson, Chase Domer, Colson Kirk, Nathan Vaughn, John Sheets, Chad Thompson, Tyler Schmidt, Dwight Neoff, and Robbie Test. 23 cars still out here running for the win tonight. Dean Willie trying to break away from this battle of 33 and 87. Chad Lyle able to get by the 87 of Darren Fuquay here at coming around for lap number 13. Lap number 13 this time around. Moody now pulling away. Schultz pulling away from Willie in that 3rd spot with a 68. Chad Lyle moves up to the high side. Up there with Darren Fuquay. Johnny Finnewald now getting ready down to the middle side. Finnewald has found a line to his liking in the low to middle lanes. It's still Moody, Schultz, Willie, Lyle, Fuquay, Finnewald, Kirk, Blackburn, Middow, Batter, and Covert up near the front of this one. The first third of the race complete. Coming around to take lap number 15. Lap number 15, and Finnewald found a run on Fuquay. Johnny Finnewald now moves into that 5th spot. Fuquay back to 6th, Dalton Kirk 7th, Captain Blackburn now up to 8th. Middow hanging on tonight with Shad Batter 10. Kyle Colbert 11th, Danny Sprague 12th, Mickey Burrow 13th, Chase Domer 14th, Colson Kirk 15th, Tim Carrick 16th, Nathan Vaughn 17th, John Sheets 18th, Brian Johnson 19th, Tyler Schmidt 20th, Robbie Test 21st, Dwight Neoff 22nd, Chad Thompson 23rd. About to go a lap down to the 00 of Jim Moody. It's going to get interesting, folks, as the 00 has caught the tail of the field, and the 0 of Chad Thompson will be the first to go a lap down as the 12V of Nathan Vaughn pulls off the track. Moody going 3 wide off the corner 4 in the lead. Woo! It's a close call there with the 0 and the 9D as Moody threads the needle, goes in between both cars and is able to pull away from the 90 of Terry Schultz. Dean Wiley, meanwhile, closing in on the 90 of Schultz. Schultz has to go up on the high side. Robbie Test now pulls it in. Robbie Test has to retire in the 27. Tough break for Robbie tonight as he is unable to finish this one. Keep an eye on these cars as they make their way through lap traffic here, coming to complete lap number 20. This time around, lap number 20. Schultz still trying to put the 0X of Chad Thompson a lap down. Here comes Dean Willie now. Dean Willie down to the low side. Moody scoots it in front of the 66T of Tyler Schmidt. He's able to get around Schmidt, but Schultz is now right there once again with just 1 lap car in between he and Moody. Schultz is a 2-time winner of this event, trying to make a 3-time winner. The 00 next to go put a lap down will be the 97K of Brian Johnson. Johnson up on the high side, Moody into that middle lane. Johnson nearly up and over the berm, gave way for Moody there. Moody caught a break there as Brian Johnson backed out of the throttle and gave him room. Schultz skirts up back to the high side. Dean Willie running that middle lane. Johnny Finnewald is now 4th. Finnewald now 4th as he has made his way around the 33 of Chad Lyle. Lyle in 5th. Fuquay still on the high side in 6th. Kevin Blackburn is 7th. Blackburn now up to 7th with Dalton Kirk 8th. Ryan Middow 9th. Shad Batter in that 10th spot. Kyle Colbert 11th. Chase Domer 12th. Mickey Burrow 13th. Danny Sprague 14th. Colson Kirk 15th. John Sheets 16th. Tim Carrick 17th. Those cars are on the lead lap. The next car to go a lap down will be the 1K of Tim Carrick. Laps quickly clicking off in heavy lap traffic here tonight. 29 laps down that time. Lap number 24 right there. Lap 24. Clicking the laps off with just about 15 laps to go. Moody on the high side of Carrick. Couldn't quite make the pass that time to put Carrick 1 lap in arrears. Terry Schultz now on the same straightaway, but so is Dean Willie. Cornering off of 4, Jim Moody comes underneath the flag stand. There is Schultz. Willie right there as well. Johnny Finnewald is on the move. He has now cleared the 0X little lap machine. Jim Moody flirting with disaster way up on the high side, and that allows the 90 and the 68 to close in. Here comes the 90 of Schultz. Here comes the 68 of Willie. Dean Willie had a strong run there off of quarter number 4, trying to make his way to the front to capture a big win here tonight in the 68. Tim Carrick still hanging on to the lead lap here as Moody searches for a way around on the high side. Running out of track now. Moody will dive down to the low side. Tim Carrick is there. Moody scoots around him in that middle lane. He will break free this time, heading down into quarter number 3. But Carrick fights back once again. Moody having to do some evasive maneuvers off of quarter number 4. He finally puts Carrick a lap down. Meanwhile, Schultz has his hands full of the 68 of Dean Willie as the 21 of Johnny Finnewald closes in. The 68 of the 90 now side by side. Dean Willie side by side with Schultz. Schultz pulling out just by a little bit. White flag in the air. One more lap to go. Can Jim Moody hang on to it? Schultz is there. Willie is there. Final lap. 2 lap cars right in front of Moody. Final corners. The 00, the 90, the 68 all in the same corner, but off of corner number 4, out of Odessa, Jim Moody picked up the win. Terry Schultz is second. D. Willie third. Johnny Finnewald 4. Chad Lyle 5th. Darren Speedway 6th. Kevin Blackburn is 7th. Dalton Kirk in 8th. Ryan Middow 9th. Shad Batter is 10th. Chase Domer 11th. Kyle Colvert in 12th. Danny Scroggum 13th. John Sheets in 14th. Colson Kirk 15th. And Tim Carrick in 16th. And that will wrap it up. Fans, what do you think about that green flag run? Woo! Tonight, Jim Moody out of Odessa. Rooftop celebrations here in Victory Lane at CMS. A handshake from our promoter, Earl Walls. Jim Moody getting congratulations from the crew. Miss Taylor, of course. Fist bumps tonight. Moody, congratulations, sir, man. This car is just amazing this year, I tell you.
Boy, it started off slow. It's a rocket now. I love it.
You've got enough wins to forget about that hard times. Man, this has just been hard to beat the second half.
Oh, it has. God, it's I made a bunch of changes tonight. I never changed much on this car, and Swicker out here, and it's been all year. And I was like, well, we're either going to win it or we're going to go the other way. And boy, it was bad fast.
Man, 5 feature wins here now. 3 of the last 4 here at CMS alone. You're on a roll.
Yes, too bad it's over.
Are you going to do any postseason racing here the rest of the year?
I'm going to Bethany tomorrow night.
All right, he's going to be at Bethany tomorrow night. If you want to see Moody back in action, I bet we're going to party a little bit tonight, huh?
We are.
Jim, who do you got to thank on this car?
Oh man, I got to thank my dad most of all. He's behind this whole deal, and Jim Odell come on this year. Joe Odell Trucking, he helped me out a bunch, and I can't thank everybody. Blue Springs Ellis Lodge. I don't know, my brother-in-law Barker, he helps me out, parts, and
those two.
Everybody that helps me, I couldn't do it without everybody. Wow.
Congratulations, sir. Man, you earned that one. Good job. Jim Moody wrapping up the win here tonight at Central Missouri Speedway. The whole crew's going to come up there and celebrate with him. Fans, thank you so much for attending our racing here this year at Central Missouri Speedway. Again, if you're heading home tonight, please be safe. We know you have many choices for the weekend of racing. We're glad you chose to spend it with us here Labor Day weekend and the entire race season. Don't forget, we're going to open up the party barn. Char's in there, probably getting things ready right now. We'll be singing all through the night, having a good time, talking about the season, talking about next year, doing a lot of bench racing, you name it. We're going to celebrate it tonight. Don't forget, the 2017 schedule is out. The skeleton dates are out there. You can have a look and start planning for next year. On behalf of our entire Speedway crew here, Earl and Susan Walls, the entire staff, so many people to thank here for our season, all of our great sponsors that partnered with us, all of the great fans that attended our shows, the drivers that were here. We truly love our little country racetrack here in Warrensburg, Missouri, known as Central Missouri Speedway, home of the Mighty Modifieds. Until our paths may cross again, everybody, good night.
That we will go back to racing once more. So again, several cars getting together, but here we're coming out of turn number 4. Harris, Niehoff, Stouse, and the 99 of Smith. Niehoff comes out of turn 2 with the early race lead. Russell Niehoff in the 10F, Lockwood, Missouri. Chad Stouse hanging on to that second spot, goes to the high side. Harris down to the low side. Here comes Smith with Chris Jackson. Wetzel in the B4. There's your top 6 cars right now, but Russell Niehoff starting to pull away a little bit from the field here at the turn lap number 2 as they come out of turn number 4. Chad Stouse and then the 99 of Smith. There's your top 3 cars. Here comes Jackson as he slides through turns number 1 and 2. Harris, though, hangs on to that 4th spot. Luke Neiman now on the 181 to the high side. We do have a low and high groove right now, especially out of turns number 3 and 4. Still just a little slick coming out of turn number 1. But your race leader, Russell Niehoff here, as they finished up 3 laps of your 15-lap A main event. Russell Niehoff coming out of 4 and 10 cars, your race leader. Chad Stouse, the C3 in that second spot. Here's the 99 of Smith, and the yellow flag comes out one more time for the backstretch in the 17 of Jake Richards and the 17J. Also the 53 in turn number 4 of Monty Mitchell. Russell Niehoff, he'll lead them down. Here we go. Delaware double file restart as they come into turn number 4, stacking them up 2 and 3 wide. Here's they come out of turn number 2. Niehoff, your race leader once again. He goes to the high side. Chad Stouse trying to make it work on the low side, coming out of turn number 4. 2 and 3 wide as another car goes around. I believe that's the 7M of Heath Murray on that restart. Heath Murray in turn number 4 now. And here we go as the green flag flies. Once again for Russell Niehoff, Chad Stouse, and Smith, your top 3. Niehoff comes out of turn 2 with that lead on the restart once again. So Niehoff out of turn number 4. Jackson gets side by side with Harris. So your race leader coming down the outside. Yellow out of turn number 4. Leroy Morrison trying to get refired there. Facing the traffic. He just spun around down by himself coming out off. Watching Herschel Thompson with the green flag. It flies. Here we go once again. 3 laps completed so far with your USRA modifieds here tonight at Central Missouri Speedway. Feature number 1 of the night. Russell Niehoff still scored as your race leader on the restart here. Russell Niehoff, Chad Stouse still in that second spot. Good battle for third now between Harris and the 30 and the 99 of Smith. Smith takes that spot away coming out of turn number 2. Dean Truelove goes around, but he gets the car back on the track and then continues. But here's the number 10 of Russell Niehoff still continuing as the leader. Stouse now in that second spot. A battle on the low side with 99 of Smith on the high side. That's the battle right now for the second spot. Smith now makes a good move on the top side, but Stouse hangs on for that second spot. Good battle up front for your top 6 cars here so far. Russell Niehoff now with about half a straightaway lead. It's the 99 of Smith side by side with Stouse in the C3. Also now Neiman coming to the high side in the 181 with Chris Jackson in the 65. That takes your top 5 cars right there. So the 10 of Niehoff, the 99 of Smith as he takes that spot away. Stouse drops back into third now with Chris Jackson going around in turn number 4. Oh my gosh, look out. As Wetzel just goes by him in turn number 4. Chris Jackson in the 65. That is unusual to see Chris Jackson go around like that. As he'll be able to get this one going. Green flag flies. Here we go. Russell Niehoff, Smith right on his tail, putting the pressure on right now. Chad Stouse. Here comes the 181 of Luke Neiman on the high side. Got a high side groove working up here right now with Neiman making it work as he's moving up into that third spot side by side with Chad Stouse in the C3. So Niehoff now broken. It looks like Harrison, the 30 car, might have a right front broken as he's going to pull off the track high in turn number 2 to see if he can steer. He's trying to pull up into the hot pit lane. Meanwhile, their leader, Russell Niehoff, in the number 10 machine with the 99 of Smith just behind him. Luke Neiman now using that high side groove in the 181, especially coming out of turn number 4. The C3 of Chad Stouse hanging up in that 4th spot. And the 5 of Dakota Foster. There's your top 5. Wetzel in the 6th position. And the yellow flag comes out one more time. We'll take a look down on the track and see where that's at. There might be some need a hook for Rex Harris right at the end of the hot pit lane. Safety, you got to watch that as they coming out of turn number 1 and 2 down through that backstretch area. Rex Harris comes to a complete stop on that back tonight at Central Missouri Speedway. Niehoff brings him around. Green flag flies. Here we go. So Niehoff and Smith hang to the low side. Tell you what, keep an eye on that 181 of Luke Neiman, and now Brad Smith recognizes that, and he goes high side. Here comes Dakota Foster out of turn number 4 as the sparks fly from the 181 of Needham. Dakota Foster to the low side. At turn number 2, he takes the 2nd spot away. Dakota Foster, watch for that car as the yellow flag comes out. Problem with the 44 Dean Truelove. There's some debris up in turns number 1 and 2. I believe that might be a drive shaft off the 44 of Dean Truelove as he comes to a complete stop. Green light is out. Green furled flag. Herschel Thompson brings them around. Here they go. They dive down into turns 1 and 2. Niehoff with the lead. Here comes Foster on the low side. He works his way past the 99 of Smith. Dakota Foster, look out. He's coming. On the low side, Dakota Foster, the Big O tires. He dives down into 1 and 2 side by side with Niehoff. Let's see if he can challenge for that lead, but watch out for the 181 also of Luke Neiman. Your top 3 cars. Oh, the 72 of Moore goes around coming out of turn 2. Yellow flag comes out once again, just as it was getting interesting here up at the front.
When they come around at 6 times, I'll say white 6 times.
All right, here we go. Just 3 laps remain. Let's see if Russell Niehoff can hang on in the 10F. Dakota Foster now, he comes hard down in turns 3 and 4, side by side. White flag will come out next time across. Dakota Foster, side by side with the 10 of Russell Niehoff, 181 of Luke Neiman. Chad Stouse now fighting back up into that 4th spot, side by side as they come around turn number 4. Dakota Foster, he looks like your new race leader, Dakota Foster. But now the 10 of Russell Niehoff edges ahead out of turn number 2. Keep an eye on these top 2 cars, folks. Who's going to win out of turn number 4? Will it be Niehoff? Will it be the 5 of Foster? Oh my gosh, that was close. We'll get an official call from our official scorer. I believe it was 10, but I'm not sure. It might be the 5 of Dakota Foster. Who is the winner?
10R is your winner.
The 10R of Russell Niehoff was declared your winner. Dakota Foster just barely.
Yes, Niehoff, your winner here tonight. Here comes Sun. Russ, outstanding run, sir. Congratulations. Another feature win here at CMS. Man, you've had this thing hooked up all year.
Appreciate it. After what happened in the heat race, I'm surprised we made it out here. We worked like heck, got a ratchet strap even holding part of this thing together. It was so bad. So thank Dakota. Me and him have history, and he raced me clean.
You guys had a great race right there to the finish. It couldn't have been more than a couple inches there.
I appreciate that. He raced me. I raced him clean last week. He raced me clean this week. I appreciate it.
It's good to see that. And it's good to see Dwight back out here after that scary deal last night.
We're having some better runs, getting that car figured out too. So
Congratulations, sir, to you and the
Appreciate
family.
it. Thank you, Earl. Where's Earl?
He's out there.
Here. Thank you, Earl. Thanks, Greg.
Russ Niehoff celebrated with the family, sir, tonight on your USRA B-Mod win. Congratulations.